There is something deep within my personality and my drive and my genetic makeup. I am a doer. I get things done. I take great pleasure in crossing off my to-do list. Sometimes I write things on the list just so I can cross them off because it feels so good.
So very excited to have my friend Sadhna here. Thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate International Women's History Month. I know it's a mouthful, but it's an important month, and I'm so glad to have you here. I was very excited, particularly because you've had quite a diverse journey. But let's start with the very, very beginning of how it all started. Bring us back to your childhood. Who was young Sadhna? What did she wanted to do? Who did she want to become?
So I guess I'll start with my parents. So I'm Indian. My mother was actually born in Kenya, and my dad was born in India, and I was born in London. And growing up, I was an only child, and my mother was pulled out of school in eighth grade because they felt that she was educated enough. They didn't want her to be too educated because the fear was that she would talk back to her husband if she was too smart.
Tell me a little bit more also professionally, like as you're going through these chapters, I'm curious, like what career were you interested? What job did you envision? And like thinking about where you are now today, is this kind of where you thought you might be heading? Or is it something like I didn't imagine?
Sure. So I fell in love with Shakespeare in 11th grade in high school. And I remember just falling in love with English, with literature, with reading. And I went to school, undergraduate, with the intent of becoming a high school English teacher.
Oh.
And I just want you to know there's no way I'll ever let you in the school of education. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And so what I decided was, all right, if he's not going to let me become a high school teacher, I'll be a professor. What do I do to become a professor? That's my life ambition. I'm going to be a professor, and then I'll get promoted to head of the department. And then that's it. That's all she wrote. I'm good. I made it. And what was wonderful is when I moved to Arizona at a very young age, I was promoted to department chair at a local university here. And I absolutely hated it.
What are also areas that you want to improve as a leader?
So I am a big picture thinker, and the details, when someone goes into like heavy details, I just want to rip my hair out because it's me. I don't want to know. I trust you. Give it to me when it's done. Okay. I don't want to know every detail. I'm more on the introverted side. So I think that I'm really interested in protecting my energy because I know it's limited. So when I wake up in the morning, it's like I'm holding on to my energy and being like, okay, I got to hold it. I only got so much of it. So I would like to improve on my understanding of other people who tend to be comforted by talking about each step and each detail. I have a diverse team, so I'm intelligent enough to know that if you have everyone on the team as big picture outcome thinkers like myself, nothing's going to get done because all the people who are thinking about all the details are missing from the team. So it's just a matter of embracing our differences and understanding their strengths compared to mine.
What's an example this year that you've tried doing that's been helping you so far? Because that's quite a transition, I think, for most of us. The busier we are, the more ambitious we are. We do have a busy schedule and it's hard to cut it down.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I follow the Dan Sullivan strategic growth methodology. So I did a program with them. And so what they do is the whole program is about who, not have. So instead of focusing on essentially, how am I going to do all this? How am I going to get through this to-do list? How am I going to get everything I want to get done? What we're doing is we're saying, who can help me get there? So it's not all on my
Whoa.
shoulders. And that's about with the right team and being able to say, hey, I trust this person to handle this. And that will allow me to spend more time doing things that really make me shine.